$52,000. The offer letter is sitting on your kitchen table. You've read it 4 times. The salary is $52,000 a year, which lands as $3,241 a month after taxes. You sign it on a Tuesday afternoon. You send the scan before you can talk yourself into negotiating. Later you'll think about that. For now it's enough. Both of you sign the same letter. Same company, same week, same direct deposit schedule. You start on the same Monday. Your desks are 12 feet apart. Your manager is a calm, methodical woman named Diane who gives feedback in writing so you can refer to it later. She's been managing people for 11 years and she is very good at reading who's going to build something and who isn't. She hasn't told either of you which one you are. She already knows. You are 22. You have never made this much money in your life. You have never had this much money in your life. And in the first week, before the novelty wears off, before the commute becomes routine, before you know the names of everyone in the building, you make a decision. Not a dramatic one. Not one that requires courage or willpower or a long conversation with yourself. Just a decision about where the money goes. This is where the story splits. The first Friday. Path A. The direct deposit hits at midnight. You open the app at 6:47 a.m. and watch the number for a moment. $3,241. Then you open a second tab and write down what you'll need to live on. Rent $850, a shared apartment, 2 roommates, a kitchen that smells like dish soap and someone else's cooking. Groceries $280. Transportation $88. Subscriptions and utilities split evenly $64. Fixed cost $1,282. Income $3,241. The remaining $1,959 isn't spoken for yet. You open a Roth IRA that Sunday night. You fund it with $250. You set a recurring monthly transfer and forget the login for 3 days. You don't tell anyone. There's nothing to tell. It's an account with $250 in it. It means nothing yet. You do it anyway. At work, you carry a small notebook. Not because anyone told you to, because asking the same question twice costs something you can't fully name yet. Diane notices in month 2. She gives you a project in month 3 that wasn't supposed to go to someone at your level. You don't miss the deadline. You don't miss any of the deadlines. By the end of year 1, Roth IRA $3,100. High yield savings $4,200 at 4.8% APY. Consumer debt $0. Net worth approximately $7,300. You don't celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate yet. You update the spreadsheet and close the laptop. The first Friday. Path B. The deposit hits at midnight. You open the app. $3,241. You've never had a number like this arrive at once, and the feeling is specific, a kind of release, a pressure lifting that you didn't fully know was there. For years of ramen and shared bathrooms and watching your account hover near zero. This is the other side of that. You move to a 1-bedroom, $1,180 a month. Your own space, your own quiet, the bathroom that belongs entirely to you. This is reasonable. You've earned this. The 4 years of shared walls and borrowed laundry cards and conversations you didn't ask for, you've paid for this 1-bedroom in time, if not yet in money. You buy a car, a 2024 Hyundai Elantra Silver 72-month loan. Payment $389 a month. Insurance $214. You do the math once, confirm it's manageable, and don't do the math again. You open a savings account and transfer $100. 3 weeks later, you move $75 back for a concert that sells out the next morning. You rebuild it. You always mean to rebuild it. By the end of year 1, savings $190. Credit card debt $2,100 at 22.99% APR. Car loan balance $21,400. Net worth approximately negative $23,300. You don't look at this number because you don't have a spreadsheet. You know things are a little tight and that everything will settle once you get a raise. Age 20 for 26. Path A. You get a raise. $58,000. It arrives as $3,641 a month. You raise the Roth IRA contribution to $400. You raise the savings transfer to $200. Nothing else changes. Same apartment, same roommates, same phone with the screen cracked in the lower right corner, held together by a case you bought for $14. The emergency fund clears $6,000 by 3 months of expenses. You stop adding to it and open an taxable brokerage total market index fund, expense ratio 0.03%. You automate $300 a month. You look at it the way you look at a plant periodically to confirm it's still growing. A coworker named Tomas mentions real estate, not casually specifically. He bought a duplex 2 years ago in a market 3 hours away and describes the rental income with the same tone he uses to describe his salary. Like it simply exists. Like it was always going to be there. You ask him every question you have across 3 separate conversations. He answers all of them. You open a 4th account, labeled for a down payment, and automate $400 a month into it. You don't touch it. By 26. Roth IRA $19,400. For 01k $14,200 enrolled at the full employer match from month 1. Taxable brokerage $8,800. Down payment savings $9,600. Emergency fund $6,000. Net worth approximately $58,000. You are 26 years old. You have never said this number out loud to anyone. Age 20 for 26. Path B. The same $58,000 raise arrives. The 1-bedroom already costs $1,180. You upgrade the furniture, a couch, $1,700 on a buy now, pay later plan, 0 interest for 18 months. You don't track when the 18 months end. That's future US problem. Future you is always solving today US decisions. You enroll in the 401k at 2%. The employer matches for percent. You are leaving 2% on the table every pay period. In a year, that's $1,160 in free money you don't take. You think I'll increase it once things settle. Things don't settle. They specialize. A second credit card arrives in the mail. Rewards card, 60,000 points after $4,000 in 3 months. You hit the threshold. The points feel like winning something. The balance doesn't feel like anything until the minimum payment is $54 and the month tightens by exactly $54, and you make a mental note to pay it down that doesn't materialize. By 26, for 01k $8,100 missing employer match. Savings $310. Credit card debt $5,800 across 2 cards. Car loan $17,200 remaining. Buy now, pay later balance $1,400. Interest kicked in retroactively at month 19. Net worth approximately negative $16,090. You know things feel tight. You are working on it. You have been working on it for a while. The gap at 26. Path A net worth $58,000. Path B net worth negative $16,090. The distance between these 2 people is $74,090. They have the same salary. They started on the same Monday. Their manager is the same person. The difference, reduced to its simplest form, is $250 redirected on the first Sunday after the first paycheck. Then $400. Then automated, invisible, moved before it could be spent. The decision required no sacrifice of anything that mattered. No discipline that cost something meaningful. It required opening a second tab at 647 a.m. and moving a number. That's the mechanism. Everything else is compounding. The first rule, the first paycheck, is a question, not a windfall. A question: where does the surplus go? The answer you give on week 1 is the answer you give on week 400. It runs that deep. Age 27-30. Path A. You close on the duplex at 27. Secondary market 4 hours away. Purchase price $118,000. Down payment $23,600. Saved over 19 months in the account you labeled and never touched. A contractor named Marcus walks the property with you on a cold Saturday in November. His estimate $6,800 in repairs. He's worked this market for 11 years. The estimate is real. You close in 38 days. Unit 1 rents for $775. Unit 2 rents for $750. After mortgage, insurance, taxes, and a 10% maintenance reserve, $598 a month. It is not passive. Month 3, a tenant pays 8 days late. Month 7, a water heater fails, $810, covered by the reserve you've been building since day 1. You replenish it over 2 months. Month 14, 1 unit turns over. You fill it in 9 days. Each of these events has a protocol. The protocol exists because you built it before you needed it. Diane promotes you at 28. Salary, $67,000. You don't upgrade anything. Same apartment, same Civic, same cracked screen. You raise the 401k contribution to 8%. The brokerage receives $500 a month now. By 30, Roth IRA $41,200. For 01k, $38,700. Taxable brokerage, $29,400. Real estate equity, $31,000. Net worth approximately $140,300. Monthly real estate cash flow, $598. Age 27-30. Path B. At 27, the buy now, pay later balance is gone. You paid it down over 6 months using a holiday bonus. The 2 credit cards still carry $4,200 combined. Progress, though, slow and directional. You meet someone. You move in together at 28. 2. Incomes, shared rent. The budget opens up for the first time in years. You feel the room. You take a trip to Portugal, $3,800 on the rewards card, the best trip of your life, a week that earns points and costs 9 months of minimum payment. You plan to pay it off in 3. It takes 9. At 29, the relationship ends. The apartment lease has 7 months remaining. You cover it alone. Rent $1,640. Take home $3,890. The numbers barely work. You withdraw $5,000 from the 401k. The 10% penalty, $500. The tax is $1,100. You receive $3,400. You needed $4,200. You put the difference on a card at 21.99%. By 30, for 01k, $14,200 partially withdrawn, partially penalized. Savings, $800. Credit card debt, $8,400 across 3 cards. Car loan, $9,800 remaining. Net worth approximately $3,800. You are current on everything. The work is real. The life is real. But the floor is thin in a way that isn't visible from the outside and is felt immediately whenever something unexpected costs money. The gap at 30. Path A, net worth $140,300. Monthly real estate income, $598. Path B, net worth $3,800. Monthly passive income, $0. The distance is $136,500. At 7% average annual return, the $140,300 Path A holds today becomes approximately $551,000 in 20 years without a single additional dollar added. The $3,800 Path B carries, even if invested from this exact moment, starts compounding from a base that is 18 years behind. They are the same age. They made the same income for 8 years. One redirected $250 the first Sunday after the first paycheck and kept redirecting. The other didn't. The second ruled below $50,000 in net worth. You are still deciding what kind of financial life you want. Above it, the decision has already been compounding for years. The question is never should I start. It was always did I. Age 30 and at 35. Path A. The second property closes at 32. It reflects in a growing suburb. Purchase price $162,000. Combined cash flow across two properties $1,240 a month. Total investment accounts clear $200,000 on a Thursday in your 33rd year. You look at the number for 30 seconds and close the app. Not from indifference. From understanding, this is a checkpoint, not a destination. The machine runs whether you look at it or not. Looking too often is its own kind of interference. Salary reaches $78,000. You max the Roth IRA $7,000 annually. You raise the 401k to $15,000. The brokerage receives $600 a month plus whatever the real estate produces above the reserve threshold. At 34, you hire a fee-only financial planner named Rosa. She charges $3,600 a year. In the first engagement, she identifies a depreciation schedule across your two properties that reduces your taxable income by $22,000. The fee pays for itself in year 1. You renew without hesitation. By 35. Roth IRA $98,400. For 401k $112,600. Taxable brokerage $74,200. Real estate equity across two properties $87,000. Net worth approximately $372,200. Monthly real estate cash flow $1,240. You have never bought a new car. Age 30 on at 35. Path B. At 31, you consolidate the credit card debt. A personal loan at 11.9% APR, $8,400 rolled in, $279 a month, 36-month term. The cards are clear. The relief lasts 6 weeks. Then one carries a balance again, a car repair, a dental bill that insurance covered partially, a weekend that exceeded the budget by $340. At 33, a promotion. Salary $74,000. You raise the 401k to 5%, finally above the match. The apartment rent increases to $1,920 on renewal. The neighborhood is better. The walkability is real. These are genuine benefits. They cost $280 more a month in rent and approximately $140 more in daily spending. The raise absorbs both and disappears. A medical bill arrives at $3,800 after insurance. Not catastrophic by most definitions, but there has never been a savings account with $3,800 in it. There isn't one now. You put it on a card at 22.99%. You pay the minimum. The minimum is $76. At the minimum, the balance takes 4 years to clear. By 35. For 401k $41,200. Savings $1,900. Credit card debt $7,100. Personal loan balance $2,400. Net worth approximately $31,700. Functional. Current. The month ends and the next one begins. Nothing compounds in your favor. Nothing is supposed to yet, you tell yourself. You're still getting established. You have been getting established for 13 years. Age 36-40. Path A. At 37, the duplex has appreciated 28% since closing. You sell it. Net proceeds after costs and remaining mortgage $68,000. Rosa structured the exit 3 months before you listed it. You executed a 1031 exchange, capital gains deferred, the full amount rolling into a free unit property in a different market. You knew the next property before you signed the listing agreement on the one you were selling. The 4-unit cash flows $1,380 a month net. Combined with the triplex $2,240 a month. Every month. Whether you show up or not. Salary at $91,000. A director now. The role requires judgment, not hours. The judgment was built over 16 years of showing up with the notebook. At 40, you check the accounts on a Tuesday morning. Nothing ceremonial about it. Roth IRA $124,000. For 401k $198,000. Taxable brokerage $101,000. Real estate equity across 3 properties $198,000. Total net worth $621,000. Monthly real estate income $2,240. Monthly investment growth at historical averages approximately $3,100 this year per month, generated without your involvement. Your salary is one of 4 income streams. It is no longer the most important one. You modeled an early exit 2 years ago. The date when passive income replaces your salary entirely 44 months from today, under conservative assumptions. You could accelerate it. You haven't decided. You don't feel the urgency you expected to feel. The exit is available. That changes everything about how you work, without changing the fact that you do. Age 36 to 40. Path B. The personal loan clears at 36. You are ahead genuinely for the first time in years. You take a trip $3,200 on a card with a 2-month balance already on it. You plan to pay it down quickly. You pay above the minimum. It takes 7 months. At 37, you lay off. Your division is restructured. 8 weeks severance, $9,400 after taxes. Savings $2,100. The 401k holds $53,000 and is inaccessible without penalty. You spend the severance carefully. 6 weeks becomes 13 before the next roll starts. The gap costs $4,800 charged to a card. New job $79,000. You step back in title, manageable, not permanent. The card from the gap takes 14 months to pay down. At 39, you are stabilized. Current. The 401k has recovered. A new savings account holds $3,400 built slowly over 2 years. You feel like you've turned the corner. You have. The corner opens onto a longer, flatter road. Have 40. 401k $68,400. Savings $3,400. Credit card $1,900 being paid above minimum. Net worth approximately $16,900. Monthly passive income $0. Salary still required. You are good at your work. You have been doing it for 18 years and you are genuinely good at it. The commute is 31 minutes, each way 258 hours a year, a number you calculated once and did not share with anyone. You go to work. You come home. The month begins and ends. Nothing compounds. The gap at 40. Path A net worth $621,000. Monthly passive income $2,240. Modeled exit 40 for months. Path B net worth $16,900. Monthly passive income $0. Salary required. Margin thin. The distance between these two people is $551,100. They started with the same offer letter. The same $52,000 printed on the same page in the same font. The same Monday, the same Diane, the same 12 feet of office between their desks. One of them opened a Roth IRA on a Sunday night in the first week, $250. Automated the day after payday, and did not stop. Not because of discipline in the dramatic sense. Because of a system that removed the decision from the equation before the week could spend the surplus. The other one moved to the 1-bedroom. The 1-bedroom was reasonable. The car was reasonable. Each decision was reasonable standing alone in the moment it was made. Together, over 18 years, they built a spending system. And a spending system compounds the same way a building system does quietly without announcing itself in a direction you chose without knowing you were choosing it. The offer letter still says $52,000. It always will. The number on the page was never the variable. What you do with the first paycheck is what you do with all of them. And what you do with all of them determines who you are when you are 40 years old, standing in a room that is either shrinking or expanding, and you are either the person who built the room or the person the room was built around. The machine opened on a Monday morning 18 years ago. It took whoever showed up with the system. It always will.